Hello, my dear dreamers. It is so lovely to be here with you again in this quiet, soft moment before sleep. I hope you are feeling warm and safe, tucked away from the busy world outside. Take a deep breath with me now. Breathe in the calm and breathe out the day. Let your shoulders drop. Let your hands rest gently. There is nothing you need to do right now. Know where you need to be. You are safe here. You are loved. And tonight, we are going on a very slow, very peaceful journey together. We are going to the mountains, high up where the air is crisp and clean, and the sky feels close enough to touch. We are going to walk alongside a friend named Bilbo. Bilbo is a dwarf of the Stoneroot clan, but he is not a warrior, and he is not a miner looking for gold. He is a wanderer. He is a collector of quiet moments. He loves the texture of moss on a rock, the sound of wind in the pine trees, and the warmth of a good cup of tea by a small fire. His journey is not about reaching a destination quickly. It is about enjoying every step of the way. So, let us imagine him now. Bilbo lives in a small, round cottage built right into the side of a green hill. The door is made of thick, polished oak, with a heavy iron handle that feels cool and smooth to the touch. Inside, it smells of cedar wood and dried lavender. A fire is crackling softly in the stone hearth, casting a warm, orange glow over the room. Bilbo is getting ready for his walk. He moves slowly, with the easy grace of someone who has nowhere to rush to. He picks up his sturdy leather boots, inspecting the laces. They are old boots, well worn and comfortable, shaped perfectly to his feet. He pulls them on, one by one, tying the laces in neat, strong knots. He stands up and walks to his wooden table. On it sits his pack. It is made of canvas and leather, smelling of earth and rain. He packs it carefully. First, a woolen blanket, thick and soft, dyed a deep forest green. He folds it neatly, smoothing out the wrinkles with his broad hands. Then, he packs a small iron pot for boiling water. He places a bag of tea leaves inside the pot, his favorite blend, with hints of chamomile and honey. He adds a loaf of dense, brown bread wrapped in a cloth, and a wedge of hard cheese. Finally, he takes his walking stick from the corner. It is made of ash wood, smooth and pale, with a grip worn soft by years of use. Bilbo opens his round door and steps out into the morning. The air is cool and fresh, greeting his cheeks with a gentle chill. The sun is just rising, painting the sky in shades of pale pink and soft gold. The mist is lifting from the valley below, revealing the green rolling hills and the distant, sleepy villages. But Bilbo turns his face toward the mountain. It stands tall and silent, its peaks dusted with white snow that glows in the morning light. He takes a deep breath, filling his lungs with the clean mountain air. He smiles, a small, contented smile buried in his thick, gray beard. And then he begins to walk, step by step. His boots make a soft, rhythmic crunch on the gravel path. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It is a steady, soothing sound. He walks past his garden, where heavy heads of cabbage and rows of onions grow in the dark, rich soil. He touches the stone wall that lines the path, running his fingers over the rough, cool surface. He likes the feel of the stone, It feels permanent. It feels calm. The path winds gently upward, leaving the village behind. The sounds of the waking world fade away, replaced by the sounds of the mountain. The wind whispers through the tall grass, a soft shhh sound that seems to lull the earth to sleep even as the sun rises. A little bird, brown and speckled, hops along a branch of a hawthorn bush, chirping a quiet morning song. Bilbo stops to watch it. He leans on his stick, his eyes crinkling at the corners. He does not try to get closer. He just watches, enjoying the bird's quick, happy movements. After a moment, the bird flies away, and Bilbo continues his walk. Path enters a forest of pine trees. The light here is dimmer, filtered through the thick canopy of needles above. The air smells rich and piney, sharp and sweet at the same time. The ground is soft under Bilbo's boots, covered in a thick layer of fallen needles that cushion his steps. It is very quiet here. The trees stand like tall, silent guardians, their bark rough and dark. Bilbo reaches out and pats the trunk of a great old pine tree. "Good morning," he whispers. He feels a kinship with these trees. They are slow, like him. They take their time to grow, reaching for the sky inch by inch, year by year. He walks for a long time in the forest, but he does not get tired. He walks with a steady, rolling gait, using his stick to help him up the steeper parts of the path. He breathes in rhythm with his steps. In, 2, 3. Out, 2, 3. It is a meditation, a walking sleep. His mind is clear. He is not thinking about yesterday or tomorrow. He is only thinking about the patch of sunlight on the fern ahead, or the shape of a stone by the path. Eventually, the trees begin to thin out. The path opens up onto a high meadow. The grass here is short and tough, mixed with hardy wildflowers that bloom in blue and yellow. The wind is stronger here, but it is not cold. It is a refreshing breeze that ruffles Bilbo's beard and cools his forehead. He stops and turns around to look back at how far he has come. Below him, the forest looks like a dark green blanket draped over the shoulders of the mountain. Further down, the valley is a patchwork quilt of fields and farms, tiny and peaceful. Bilbo finds a large, flat rock warmed by the sun. This is a good spot, he thinks. He takes off his pack and sets it down gently. He sits on the rock, stretching his legs out. The stone feels warm and solid beneath him. He closes his eyes and tilts his face up to the sun. The light feels like a warm hand resting on his skin. He listens. He can hear the wind singing over the rocks. He can hear the distant cry of an eagle high above. He can hear the beat of his own heart, slow and steady. He opens his pack and takes out his bread and cheese. He eats slowly, savoring every bite. The bread is chewy and nutty, the cheese sharp and salty. It is a simple meal, but it tastes wonderful in the fresh mountain air. He drinks from a leather water skin, the water cool and crisp, tasting of melted snow. After he eats, he just sits. He watches the clouds drift by. They are big, white, fluffy clouds, sailing across the blue sky like ships on a calm sea. He imagines what it would be like to ride on one of them, floating soft and silent over the world. One cloud looks like a sleeping bear. Another looks like a castle with tall towers. They move so slowly, changing shape imperceptibly. Bilbo watches them until his eyelids start to feel heavy. It is a pleasant heaviness, a cozy, warm feeling that spreads from his eyes down to his toes. He decides to rest for a while. He unfolds his green woolen blanket and spreads it out on the grass next to the rock. He lies down, pulling the edge of the blanket over his chest. The ground is firm but yielding. He looks up at the sky one last time, watching a wisp of cloud dissolve into the blue. Then he closes his eyes. He naps. It is a light, restful sleep, full of the sounds of the mountain. In his dream, he is still walking, but he is lighter, floating slightly above the path. The stones hum a gentle tune as he passes. The flowers turn their heads to nod at him. He sleeps for an hour, maybe 2. Time works differently on the mountain. There are no clocks here, only the movement of the sun and the shadows. When he wakes, the sun has moved across the sky. The light is more golden now, deeper and richer. He sits up slowly, stretching his arms high above his head. He feels refreshed. He packs away his blanket, rolling it tight and tying it to his pack. He shoulders the pack again, picks up his stick, and continues his journey. Path climbs higher now. The grass gives way to rock. Gray stone speckled with orange and green lichen. The air gets thinner, crisper. Bilbo walks steadily. He enjoys the challenge of the climb. He likes the feeling of his muscles working, the heat building in his legs. It reminds him that he is strong, that his body is capable. He comes to a small stream that tumbles down the mountainside. The water is crystal clear, bubbling over smooth pebbles. It makes a merry, tinkling sound, like tiny bells ringing. Bilbo kneels by the stream. He cups his hands and dips them into the water. It is icy cold, shocking, and invigorating. He splashes his face, washing away the dust of the trail. He drinks deeply from his cupped hands. The water is sweeter than any wine. He sits by the stream for a moment, watching the water flow. He sees a small fish, no bigger than his finger, darting behind a stone. He watches a leaf float by, bobbing in the current, spinning in little circles before continuing its journey downstream. "Go well, little leaf," he whispers. He crosses the stream, stepping carefully on large, dry stones. On the other side, the path leads towards a narrow pass between 2 high peaks. This is the high pass. The walls of the mountain rise up steep and tall on either side, casting long, cool shadows. It is quiet here, a deep, reverent silence. Even the wind seems to hold its breath. Bilbo walks through the shadow, feeling the ancient weight of the stone around him. These mountains have stood here for thousands of years. They have seen storms and sun, winter and summer, for ages beyond counting. Bilbo feels small, but not afraid. He feels held by the mountain. As he comes out of the pass, the view opens up again. But this is a new view. This is the other side of the mountain range. Here, the land slopes down into a vast, hidden valley that few have ever seen. It is a valley of mist and mystery, filled with ancient forests and shimmering lakes. The sun is beginning to set now. The sky is turning a deep, velvety purple, streaked with bands of fiery orange and crimson. The peaks around him catch the last light, glowing like molten gold. Bilbo finds a sheltered spot near a cluster of boulders. It is a little alcove, protected from the wind, with a flat patch of sandy ground. "This will be home for tonight," he says softly. He sets down his pack with a satisfied sigh. He begins to gather wood for a fire. He moves slowly, picking up dry branches of scrub pine and fallen logs. He arranges them in a small circle of stones he builds. He takes a flint and steel from his pouch. Click, spark, click, spark. A tiny flame catches on the dry tinder. He blows on it gently, encouraging it. The flame grows, licking at the larger sticks. Soon, a cheerful fire is crackling in the twilight. The light is warm and inviting, pushing back the gathering darkness. Bilbo warms his hands over the flames, rubbing them together. The fire is a companion. It is alive and moving, dancing and shifting. He fills his iron pot with water from his skin and sets it on a flat stone near the fire. He waits for it to boil. He watches the bubbles form on the bottom of the pot, rising slowly to the surface. When the water is rolling, he tosses in a pinch of tea leaves. The steam rises, smelling of chamomile and wild honey. He pours the tea into a wooden cup and wraps his hands around it, letting the heat seep into his palms. He sips the tea. It is hot and soothing. It warms him from the inside out. He eats the rest of his bread and cheese, chewing slowly, watching the stars come out. One by one, they appear in the darkening sky. First, the bright evening star, then the constellations he knows so well. The hunter, the great bear, the lantern. They twinkle like diamonds scattered on dark velvet. The moon rises, a thin crescent of silver, casting a pale, ghostly light over the valley below. It is fully night now. The mountain is silent, save for the crackle of the fire and the soft sigh of the wind. Bilbo feels a deep, profound peace. He is alone, but he is not lonely. He is with the mountain. He is with the stars. He finishes his tea and sets the cup down. He unrolls his blanket again, wrapping it around his shoulders like a cloak. He sits by the fire, staring into the embers. He thinks about the rock he sits on. He thinks about how it was once deep underground, molten and hot, and how it cooled and rose up to become a mountain. He thinks about the slow, endless cycles of the earth. He feels connected to it all. He feels like a part of the stone, a part of the wind. His eyelids grow heavy again. The day's walk settles into his bones as a pleasant ache. It is time to sleep. He adds a large log to the fire, one that will burn slowly through the night. He clears a space on the soft sand and lies down, pulling the blanket up to his chin. He uses his pack as a pillow. It is firm, but comfortable. He looks up at the stars one last time. They seem to be watching over him, blinking their silent lullabies. "Good night, mountain," Bilbo whispers. "Good night, stars." He closes his eyes. His breathing slows. In and out, in and out. The sound of the fire is a rhythm. Crackle, pop, hiss. It is a song of warmth and safety. Bilbo drifts away. He floats into a dreamless, deep sleep, held in the arms of the high mountains, safe and warm under the vast, endless sky. And you, my dear dreamer, you are safe too. You are just like Bilbo, resting after a long journey. The work of the day is done. The walking is over. Now is the time for stillness. Now is the time for rest. Let the image of the warm fire fill your mind. Feel the warmth on your face. Hear the soft crackle of the wood. Imagine you are lying there next to him, wrapped in your own warm blanket. The mountain air is cool on your cheeks, but your body is toasty and warm. The ground is solid beneath you, supporting you, holding you up so you don't have to hold yourself. You can let go. You can sink down, heavier and heavier. The stars above are shining just for you. They are quiet sentinels, keeping watch through the night. The moon is a silver cradle, rocking the world to sleep. Listen to the wind. It is not a harsh wind. It is a lullaby. It hums through the rocks, singing a song of ancient peace. Ooh-oh, ooh-oh. Feel your feet relaxing, your toes uncurling, the tension melting away from your ankles, your calves, your knees. Your legs are heavy and loose. They have carried you all day, and now they can rest. Feel the relaxation spreading up to your hips, your lower back. Let your spine settle. Let it sink into the softness of your bed. Your stomach is soft and calm. Your chest rises and falls gently, rhythmically, like the slow swell of a calm ocean, like the slow breathing of the sleeping mountain. Your hands are resting easily. Your fingers are loose. Your arms are heavy and warm. Relax your shoulders. Let them drop down, away from your ears. Let the burden of the day slide off them. There is nothing to carry now, nothing to hold on to. Relax your neck. Let your head be heavy on the pillow. Relax your jaw. Unclench your teeth. Let your tongue rest gently in your mouth. Soften your face. Smooth out your forehead. Let the tiny muscles around your eyes relax. Your eyes are closed, heavy and comfortable. You are in a cocoon of safety, a bubble of peace. Drift deeper. Think of Bilbo's boots, sitting empty by the fire. Think of his walking stick, leaning against the rock. They are resting too. Everything is resting. The trees are resting. The birds are sleeping in their nests, heads tucked under their wings. The fish are sleeping in the deep, slow pools of the stream. Even the wind is slowing down, settling into a whisper. You are part of this great, quiet world. You are part of the peace. Sleep now. Sleep deep. Let the darkness cover you like a soft velvet blanket. Let the silence fill you up. There is only peace. There is only quiet. There is only rest. Good night, my dear dreamer. Good night.